I didn't get the correct answer still. If you multiply or divide with a positive number on both sides, inequality remains same. But when you multiply with a negative number or divide with a negative number on both sides, inequality changes. Okay, inequality gets reversed. So initially, if it is greater than, it becomes less than. If it's less than, it will become greater than. Okay. See this. Minus 3x is less than 7. Minus 3x is less than 7. What is x? If minus 3x is less than 7, minus 3x is less than 7. Let's talk about x. Send the answer in the chat box. Minus 7 by 3. The minus 7 by 3 is okay, but x is greater than minus 7 by 3 or less than minus 7 by 3? That was my question, okay? X is greater than minus 7 by 3 or less than minus 7 by 3? Now, see, if I need x in LHS, sorry. Okay, if I want to talk about x, I need to remove minus 3, right? I need to remove minus 3 from LHS. So, how to remove minus 3? First, you have to check which minus 3 is product, right? Minus 3 is in product with x. So, to remove minus 3, you have to divide with minus 3. Okay. So, if I am dividing with minus 3 on both sides, okay, I'll write another step. I am dividing with minus 3 on both sides. To eliminate minus 3 from LHS, I am dividing with minus 3 on both sides. Now, when you divide or multiply with a negative number on both sides, inequality gets reversed. Inequality changes. Okay. So now, what about x? X will be greater than minus 7 by 3. X will be greater than minus 7 by 3. Minus x by 3 plus 7 less than minus 2. Minus x by 3 plus 7 is less than minus 2. Now, minus x by 3, okay, we are solving for x. Each and every question we are solving for x. So, minus x by 3 less than minus 2 minus 7. Okay. So, subtraction or addition doesn't make any difference. So, we have subtracted with 7 on both sides. Okay. So, minus x by 3 is less than minus 9. Minus x by 3 is less than minus 9. Now, observe this step carefully. So, to remove 3 from here, or to remove minus 1 by 3, what I am doing is, I am multiplying with minus 3 on both sides. I am multiplying with minus 3 on both sides. So, on multiplying with minus 3 on both sides, what happens to the inequality? It reverses. Yes? Okay, no problem. So, I'm multiplying with minus 3 on both sides. So, on multiplying with a negative number on both sides, inequality changes. Yes? Minus 3, cancel. So, x is greater than 27. X is greater than 27. Okay? Any doubt in this? I hope not. Now, Yeah. So we're discussing same models as discussed yesterday only. So 3x minus 7 is less than 7x minus 8. How to solve for x? So if I need x, I have to bring the terms which contain x. I have to bring all the terms which contain x to same side. So here the same side should be LHS. So 3x minus 7x is less than, take minus 7 to that side, it becomes plus 7. So 3x minus 7x minus 4x is less than minus 1. So now to remove minus 4 from LHS, I will divide with minus 4. Minus 4x by minus 4 minus 1 by 4. Sorry, minus 1 by minus 4. So on dividing with a negative number on both sides, inequality changes. So it becomes greater than. So x is greater than 1 by 4. That is the answer for this. Okay. Next one. Seven by x is less than 2. 7 by x is less than 2. Can you solve this question directly? 7 by x is less than 2. So what was the point taught yesterday? What was the concept I taught yesterday? Video is not clear. Clear గా లేదా? Now is it clear? Okay, fine. Now solve for x. 7 by x is less than 2. Okay. So, how to solve it? Remember yesterday we discussed a similar question. We discussed a similar question yesterday. Can you cross multiply with x? Can you cross multiply with x? That is the question. Can you cross multiply with x? Yes. Didn't you revise yesterday's lecture? We cannot cross multiply with x, which means we cannot multiply with x on both sides because x is a variable. That was the last point we discussed yesterday. X is a variable. So when variable terms are involved, we cannot multiply them on both sides of the inequality because what is the reason? Because for product or division there is a property, inequalities properties. What is that? When you multiply or divide with a positive number, inequality remains same. When you multiply or divide with a negative number, inequality changes. But coming to x, what can you say about x? Is it positive or negative? Whether x is positive or negative, how can you say that? X is a variable, right? So you cannot fixate on whether x is positive or negative. So that is the reason we cannot cross multiply with variables. Again, it's not clear. Huh? Okay, okay. So we cannot cross multiply with x. 7 is less than 2 into x. This is the wrong step because multiplication with variables is not involved. Multiplication with variables is not allowed. in inequalities. Okay, while solving inequalities, multiplication with variable is not allowed. But okay, so I'll change the question a bit here. Now see this. If x is positive, if x is positive, and if x is positive, and 7 by x is greater than 2, if x is positive and 7 by x is greater than 2, now what can you say about x? If x is positive and 7 by x is greater than 2, what can you say about x? If x is positive and 7 by x is greater than 2, now can you cross multiply? In this question, can you cross multiply with the variable x? That is the question. Okay. So think, already mentioned that x is positive. Already mentioned that x is positive. So now there is no confusion whether x is positive or negative. Okay. So now that it is clear x is positive, I can multiply with x on both sides. See, 7 is greater than 2x. 7 is greater than 2x. What is the reason? What is the reason? X is positive. So I know x is positive. So now it has a sign which is a positive sign. So after multiplying with x on both sides, inequality remains same as it is a positive quantity. Now 7 by 2 greater than x. 7 by 2 is greater than x. Now see this. X is less than 7 by 2. Yes. If a is greater than b, can I say that b is less than a? Yes. If a is greater than b, can I say b is less than a? Yes, it is true, right? Now x is less than 7 by 2, but given x is greater than 0, but given x is greater than 0, so which means, what about x? X is greater than 0 but less than 7 by 2. What does it mean? Values of x lie between 0 and 7 by 2. So 0 less than x less than 7 by 2. That is the answer. Okay. So any doubt in this particular question? Okay. Quick. Make it quick. Ask if there are any doubts here. No doubts. Fine. Okay. Next. Now see this. X. Okay. Now until here I've discussed about only single inequality. Now there is a double inequality here. So this is of the form a less than b less than c. This is of the form a less than b less than c. So now how to solve it? See, in the middle I need the value of x. In the middle I need x. So to get x in the middle, I have to remove minus 3 as well as 2. So how to remove minus 3? Adding 3 on all the 3 sides. Adding 3 to all the 3 numbers, or adding 3 on all the 3 sides. That's how you say it. Okay. So here I'm adding or subtracting with 2, or multiplying with 2, or dividing with 2, or minus 3, or whatever on both sides, on only 2 sides. But here the simplification would be on all the 3 sides, because it is a double inequality. Now to remove minus 3 here, I have to add 3 to all the 3 numbers. To all the 3 terms, you can say. So now this is 1 less than 2x less than 6. Okay. So now that I need x here, I have to divide with 2. So it is 1 by 2 less than x less than 3. 1 by 2 less than x less than 3. This is a double inequality. Now solve another one. Solve those three questions. Send the answers in the chat box. Three less than x less than 7 by 2 are. See, remember this, irrespective of the operation you're making, I mean, whatever the operation you're making, whether it's adding, subtracting, or multiplying or dividing with the term, you should do it for all the three terms at a time. Okay, should not be any one of the terms should not be left out. Should perform the operation for all the three terms. Okay. How are you getting 2? It's 7x, no? 3 less than 7x minus 3 kada adi. Okay. So what are the number you're adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing? You have to do it for all the three numbers, all the three terms present there. Okay. Not only for two terms, for all the three terms. Now, from the middle, I have to remove all those numbers except x. All the numbers present except x. So, adding 3 adding 3. Perfect. Adding 3 implies 6 less than 7x less than 7. Alright. Now I have to remove 7 from here, which means I have to divide with 7. X less than 7 by 7. So 6 by 7 less than x less than 1. That is the answer. 6 by 7 less than x less than 1. Six by 7 less than x less than 1. Six by 7 less than x less than 1. Namita, did you understand? Others also. Okay, great. So next one, eighth one. Minus 3 by 4 less than x less than minus 5 by 4. Huh? How did you remove 4? Rishika, I think you have done the last step wrong. I think you have done the last step wrong. So while dividing with minus 3, negative number, you are dividing with a negative number. So what will happen to the inequality? Never forget these two properties. Positive, multiplying or dividing with positive, inequality remains same. Multiplying or dividing with negative, inequality changes. Amita, you also made the same mistake. See, check the eighth one. 3 minus 4 less than minus 3x less than 5 minus 4. Okay. So use direct steps also. Minus 1 less than minus 3x less than 1. Now see what I am doing here. Now see what I am doing. Dividing with minus 3. Dividing with minus 3. What will happen to the inequality? Now I need the answer. Venkateshwar, yeah, your answer is correct. Now what will happen to the inequality? When divided with minus 3, dividing with a negative number changes the inequality. Dividing with a negative number changes the inequality. So now it becomes 1 by 3 greater than x greater than minus 1 by 3. Take the mirror image. Mirror image is just reverse the inequality. Minus 1 by 3 less than x less than 1 by 3. Understood? Okay. Venkatesh, ninth one minus 3 by 4 less than x less than minus 5 by 4. That's fine. But is it possible? Think about that. The inequality which you are given now, is it possible? Which of those two? Which of those two is greater? Minus 3 by 4 is greater or minus 5 by 4 is greater? First tell me that. Minus 3 by 4 is greater or minus 5 by 4 is greater? Which among those two is greater? Okay. So if you go by the procedure, you're going to get this answer. Minus 3 by 4 less than x less than minus 5 by 4. So that is the answer you're going to get. But the thing here is, which of these two is greater? Minus 3 by 4 or minus 5 by 4? Obviously minus 3 by 4, right? So without the minus sign, 3 by 4 is smaller. Without the minus sign, 3 by 4 is smaller. But with minus sign, negative of smaller number is greater, no? So minus 3 by 4 is less than x less than minus 5 by 4. Now coming to this, x is greater than a bigger number but smaller than a smaller number. Did you get what I just said? Okay. X is greater than a bigger number but smaller than a smaller number. How is that possible? Minus 3 by 5 is greater. That is the correct answer. But x is greater than the greater number but less than the smaller number. Is that even possible? Not possible. I'll give you another example with simple numbers. Okay. Example. If I say 3 is less than x less than 2, is that even possible? 3 is less than x less than 2. Is it possible? Not possible, right? Because what does it say? What does this inequality say? X is greater than 3, but less than 2. It is not possible, right? X is greater than 3, but less than 2. Is it possible? No. So, why? Because it is greater than 3. Greater than 3 means 4, 5 and all. Or so many rational numbers also. But less than 2. How is it possible? No. So, for the same reason, this is not possible. For the same reason, this is not possible. Okay. So, without solving also you can say that. How? Which of minus 3 and minus 5 is greater? Which of minus 3 and minus 5 is greater? Minus 3 is greater obviously. So 4x, forget about x, 4x. 4x is also a term, right? So a term, or you can say a number which is greater than minus 3 but less than minus 5. Which is not possible, which is never possible. Okay. Everyone, did you understand that? I don't think there's going to be any doubt in that. Yes. So we've also seen double inequality questions. Now we'll see how to express the solutions of the inequalities in interval form. Okay. Now, intervals. Intervals. Okay. So, why do we use intervals? How do we use intervals? So, intervals are used to express the solutions of the inequalities. Okay. Now, there are two types of intervals here. Open solution, sorry, open interval and closed interval. Closed interval. Okay. So representation is these are the brackets used for closed in open interval, and these are the brackets used for closed interval. Okay. Small brackets and square brackets. Okay. So when do you use them? When the number is not included. When the number is not included in the solution. Not included in the solution. Open interval. What about closed interval? We use this when the number is included. When the number is included. All right. Now starting with simple one. Expressing solution as an interval. Now, x greater than 2. First I'll say 1 is less than x less than 2. 1 is less than x less than 2. Okay? 1 is less than x less than 2. What does this mean? Solution express ఎలా express చేస్తారో చూడండి. See how to express. X belongs to 1, 2. X belongs to 1, 2. First write the numbers. So first write the numbers between which the x value lies. Okay. First write those numbers between which the x value lies. Between 1 and 2 x value lies. Now interval. How to use the interval here? See, is 1 included in the solution? Can the value of x be equal to 1? Can the value of x be equal to 1? No, it is just greater than 1. It cannot be equal to 1. So, open bracket for 1. Okay. Now, can the value of x be equal to 2? No, which means 2 is also not included. So, open again. Okay. See, on the real number line, the many numbers. Here it ends with minus infinity. Here it ends with plus infinity. 0, 1, 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2, and so on. Infinity. Okay, so these are values of x on the A number line. Now x belongs to 1, 2. X cannot be equal to 1. X can also be not equal to 2. But sir, how many numbers are there in between 1 and 2? How many real numbers are there in between 1 and 2? Infinite numbers are there in between 1 and 2. Okay, so I'm not talking about integers. See, it doesn't mean x values are 1 and 2. This doesn't mean x values are 1 and 2. It means that values of x lie between 1 and 2. See, these two are same. These two are same. Okay. I'm mentioning here x belongs to real numbers. Mentioning x belongs to real numbers. So 1 less than x less than 2. Values of x are real, but lies between 1 and 2. How many numbers are there? How many numbers are there? There are infinite numbers. So how to express those infinite numbers? How can you write all the numbers? Can you sit and write all the numbers? 1. Starting with 1. So what is the number just next to 1? What is the number just next to 1? We cannot say, right? We cannot say the number which is next to 1. So for that purpose, they are using intervals. Okay. So 1 comma 8 means values of x. The values of x are every number in between 1 and 2. X can take every number in between 1 and 2, but not 1 and 2. But not 1 and 2. Because x value cannot be equal to 1 and 2. Next. See. There are infinite numbers between, let's say, infinite real numbers between any two numbers. Any two real numbers. Now, what does this interval mean? What does this interval mean? X can take any real value. X can take any real value between 1 and 2. X can take any real value between, there are infinite numbers between 1 and 2. So x can take any one of them. Now, this simple question I'm going to give now. X belongs to integers. X belongs to integers and 2 less than x less than 4. You can say 2 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 4. First I must have taught this. Anyway, that's not an issue. It won't make any difference. Now x belongs to integers and 2 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 4. Now tell me what are the values of x? Text here. What are the values of x? When 2 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 4, what are the values of x? I mentioned that x belongs to integers. Mentioned that x belongs to integers. No one is saying. Two less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 4, and x can take only integers. X belongs to I or Z, you can say. X belongs to I. Integers are denoted by I or Z. Real numbers by R, capital R. Okay. I think you have sets chapter in 10th standard, right? Sets. Sets and relations. So simply sets. Now, x belongs to set of 2, 3, 4. X belongs to set of 2, 3, 4. Now, second one. See this. 2 less than x less than or equal to 4. Now, x belongs to 3, 4. That's it. Third one, 2 less than x less than 4. x belongs to yes, only 3. So do you observe the difference here? Here x is in between 2 and 4. In all the 3 questions x is in between 2 and 4 only. But here x can be equal to 2 or 4. Here x can only be equal to 4. Here x cannot be equal to 2 and 4. Okay. So this is our expression set form. Now if I say 2 less than x less than 3, less than x less than 3, integers. What do you get? Are 2 less than x less than 3. What does this mean? What are the integers present in between 2 and 4? What are the integers present in between 2 and 4? Including 2 and 4, including 4, not including 2 and 4. Here, what are the values of x, or you can say what are the integers present in between 2 and 3, not including 2 and 3? Are there any integers between 2 and 3? Are there any integers between 2 and 3? Are there any integers between 2 and 3? Are there? No. That's what I was asking. So x belongs to empty set. X belongs to empty set. So what is 5? It represents empty set. When do you use that? We use it in the case of no solution. We use it in the case of no solution. Okay, x belongs to 5. Understood? X is greater than 2. Again, same, x belongs to integers only. X belongs to integers only. X is greater than 2. Or starting with x is greater than or equal to 2. Starting with x is greater than or equal to 2. So x belongs to the set. X belongs to the set 2, 3, 4 and so on. And they have now x is greater than 2. How do you write? X belongs to 3, 4, 5 and so on. 2 cannot be included. 2 cannot be included because x cannot be equal to 2. Next one. X is less than or equal to 2, I said. Now x belongs to, x is less than 2 means it comes from minus infinity, 0, 1, 2. Okay, so there are so many numbers. Next, if I say x is less than 2 simply, now x belongs to, okay, minus 1, 0, 1, 2 cannot be included. So I cannot write 2 here. Okay. So this is the expression of solution in set form. This is the expression of solution in set form. So set forms are used in case of finite solutions, in case of finite number of solutions, or in these cases when you are able to write the numbers. When you are able to write the numbers. Now, understand this first. First, understand this. So, in all these cases, there are finite number of solutions for x. In these cases, there are finite number of solutions for x. Here, 3. Number of solutions for this inequality, 3. Number of solutions for this inequality, 2. Number of solutions for this inequality, 1. Number of solutions for this inequality, 0. Number of solutions for this inequality is 0. Because empty set. So what is the car? How many elements are there in empty set? 0. So number of solutions for this inequality is 0. Okay. Now coming to this, here x has infinite number of solutions. But the thing is, we are able to write the numbers. Here we are able to write the numbers 2, 3, 4. What is the number next to that? 5. Next to that 6. Next to that 7, and so on. Okay. Now here, what is the number before 0? -1. Before -1, -2, and so on. So that's why I said set forms are used in case of finite solutions, finite number of solutions, or when you're able to write all the numbers. Okay. Now, when there are infinite solutions, what do you do? In case of infinite solutions, we use intervals. Okay. In case of infinite solutions, we use intervals. So that's why I said, see here, x belongs to real numbers, 1 less than x less than 2. X belongs to real numbers, 1 less than x less than 2. Which means there are infinite number of real numbers between 1 and 2. How to express that solution? We cannot express that in set form because you should be able to write the numbers. What is the number that comes just after 1? What is the real number that comes after 1? You cannot say, right? 1.0000 and so on up to put infinite zeros and then later 1. That is the number after 1. But you will not be able to write that. So how can you express that in set form? So we cannot express that in set form. So in case of infinite solutions, we use what? Intervals. Okay. Now, same question I'm going to write here. Similar one. 2 less than or equal to x less than 3. 2 less than or equal to x less than 3. X belongs to, see, x belongs to real numbers. That's all we are talking about here. X belongs to real numbers. 2 less than or equal to x less than 3. How to write this? So whenever we come across real numbers, x belongs to real numbers, we have to use interval form. So how to use interval form? Stepwise. Okay. After solving 3 to 4 questions, you will be able to write the direct answer. But first observe this. X belongs to. So what I said, first you have to write those two numbers between which x values lie. 2, 3. Okay. So in between 2 and 3 only x values lie, right? So 2, 3. Now, is 2 included in the solution? What does that mean? Can the value of x be equal to 2? Yes, it can, right? X value can be equal to 2. So when the number is included, which interval you are going to use? Closed interval. It's a closed brackets. Now, is 3 included? No. For 3, you are going to use open interval. So that is the solution. That is how you express this inequality in interval form. Now, I'll give you another one. 2 less than x less than or equal to 3. 2 less than x less than or equal to 3. What will you get? X belongs to, again, write 2 comma 3. Right? 2 comma 3. Is 2 included? No. See, observe this question. Is 2 included? What does that mean? Can the value of x be equal to 2? That is the meaning of is 2 included. Okay. Then two questions observe and observe these two questions. Is 2 included? What does that mean? Can the value of x be equal to 2? Can it be equal to 2? No. So open interval. Here, can the value of x be equal to 3? Yes. Okay. Can the value of x be equal to 3? Yes. So 2 comma 3. Open interval 2 comma closed interval 3. Okay. That is the answer. Next. 2 less than x less than or equal to 3. 2 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 3. Now, x belongs to, again, x belongs to 2 comma 3. X belongs to 2 comma 3. And 2 and 3 are included. So, for both 2 and 3, there should be closed brackets, or you can say closed intervals. Okay. Now, final one. See, all these 4 examples are make you understand the difference between each interval. 2 less than x less than 3. 2 less than x less than 3. X belongs to 2 comma 3, obviously. X belongs to 2 comma 3, obviously. So intervals for 2 and 3 are open intervals only. Intervals for 2 and 3 are open intervals. Because 2 and 3 both cannot be included. Okay. Now, coming to other one. X is greater than or equal to 2. X is greater than or equal to 2. So here, values of x are bounded. Values of x can only lie between 2 and 3. It cannot exceed 3 and it cannot go less than 2. Okay. Now, x is greater than or equal to 2. How to write this in interval form? X belongs to what are those two numbers you're going to write here? What are those two numbers you're going to write? The values of x, those two numbers between which x values lie. 2 comma, what are you going to write? 2 comma, what are you going to write? X greater than 2 means value of x can be any large number, right? It can be as big as a number. So what is that as big as a number? Infinity. X value can reach up to infinity. That is the meaning of that, right? So 2 comma infinity. But infinity is not a number. Infinity is not a number. Infinity is just a representation used to say the number is very large. Okay. Infinity is not a number. Infinity is not a number. It is just a symbol used to represent the number is very large. Okay. So 2 comma infinity. Can 2 be included? Yes, closed interval. For 2 it should be a closed interval. For infinity, I am using open interval. See, for infinity and minus infinity, you should use open interval. The reason is, when do we use closed interval? When the number is included. When the number is included. Now, if I use closed interval, to the infinity, what does it mean? I am including infinity. Including infinity means I know what infinity is. Including infinity means I know the number infinity, but infinity is not a number, which means I don't know what I'm going to write here. So that's why I'm using open interval. So closed interval means you have to include the number, but infinity is not a number. How can you include it? Okay. So open interval, or simply x belongs to 2 comma infinity. No need to use any brackets. for infinity or minus infinity. No need to use any interval for infinity or minus infinity. Okay. Now, x greater than 2. X is greater than 2. Greater than 2. That's it. So, x values can range from 2 to infinity. Write those two numbers. X values can range from 2 to infinity. Now, for 2, we use open interval. Infinity also open interval. Why are we using open interval for 2? Because x cannot be equal to 2. X is not equal to 2 means 2 cannot be included. Cannot be included means open interval. Okay. Now, seventh one. X less than or equal to 2. X less than or equal to 2. How to write this? X less than or equal to 2. So, x belongs to, and x belongs to, x values varies from, like you can say x values range from which number to which number? X cannot exceed 2. That is very clear. X cannot exceed 2. That is very clear. Now, what should the number be here? It is minus infinity. So, minus infinity open to closed. X belongs to minus infinity, comma 2. So, when there is only greater than, x values can range to till infinity. Now, when there is only less than, observe this, x less than 2. X is less than 2. X belongs to, yes, minus infinity comma 2. Minus infinity to open interval. Okay. So, what is the note here? For infinity comma minus infinity, use open intervals or no intervals at all. Okay. Now, see this. Infinity is not a number. Infinity is not a number. It is a symbol used to say the number is large. You can say very. Okay, infinity is not a number. It is a symbol just used to say the number is very large. That's it. It is not a number. Okay. Once look at those all the inequalities, I'll give you some questions later. Once look at that, please ask me if there are any doubts. After solving some basic questions, you will be able to understand very clearly, more clearly. For now, ask me if there are any doubts. Em doubts em leva? So proceed further. Don't up the board. I'll do one thing. I'll take the pic now. Okay. I'll take the pic and post it in the group. Will that be fine? Okay. I'll take the picture of the board and I'll send it in the group to you. Okay. Yeah. I'll send it. Okay. I'll send it in the group. I've taken the picture. I'll send it in the group. Okay. Solve this now. And remember this, x belongs to real numbers. Solve those. I mean, express all these inequalities in interval form. I'll give you 2 minutes. పనుందా సార్ బోర్డుతో అక్కడ చెప్పాలి ఇప్పుడు మళ్ళీ రేపు చెప్తా వీళ్ళకి ఇక్కడ సర్కిల్స్ లెక్చర్ తీసుకుంటాను చెప్పి సీనియర్స్ రేపు తీసుకుంటాను. No need to type all the answers, okay? No need to type all the answers, no need to send all the answers. Do it in your book. I'll write the answers after 2 minutes, then you can check whether you got the correct answer. Any doubt, Namita? Okay. So simple, na? X belongs to minus infinity comma minus 2. X belongs to minus infinity comma minus half closed. Your minus 2 open, your minus half closed. X belongs to 5 comma infinity, open for both. X belongs to minus 6 comma infinity. Next, X belongs to 2 comma 7, open for both. X belongs to closed 3, open 10. X belongs to minus 9 comma 0, minus 9 open, 0 closed. X belongs to closed interval 0 comma open interval 1. Okay. Now tell me the answer for this. I need the answer for this one. This is the homework. Okay. Tell me the answer for this. 5 less than x less than 3. What is the answer for that? చెప్పలా ఇంకా ఎవరు? No one has given an answer yet. సార్ ఆరుగురు వస్తే నలుగురు అమ్మాయిలు క్లాస్ 6 మెంబర్స్ వచ్చారు. మధ్యాహ్నం it's not possible. No solution. No. X belongs to 5. X belongs to 5. 5. Okay. That's it for today. I'll send the pics of the board, pics of the notes in the WhatsApp group. Okay. Now tell me if there are any doubts here. Okay. Yeah, I'm ending the meeting now.